Hi lovelies, Shine just finished and my timeline looks like a full-on popcorn explosion. Everyone's got feels, fights and fan theories flying around. Was MileApo robbed of screen time? Is Trin growing or just standing there looking handsome? And who's shipping what with Trin and Victor? Today we are diving deep to break down the controversy, clear up the confusion, and share some honest thoughts. So, grab your coffee and let's get into it. Alright, first things first, Shine is not your typical BL show. It's an ensemble period drama set against political upheaval and protests. That means it doesn't just focus on one couple or storyline, it rotates the spotlight across several characters and themes. So, if you're expecting non-stop MileApo from start to finish, you're in for a surprise. But that's the essence of the show. It's weaving multiple stories together, giving space to different experiences, and building a complex world. This choice is beautiful, but it also sets up some of the tension we're seeing now from MileApo fans. So, what's all this fuss about screen time? Lots of viewers tuned in expecting a MileApo showcase. I mean, BOC's marketing leaned hard on them, and they are, after all, some of the biggest names in the BL world right now. The hype said, get ready for Trin and Tanwa's epic journey. But Shine decided to share the love and the screen time with other couples and political storylines. That means some episodes zoomed in on Krylert and Naran, other flesh out minor characters, and the political backdrop frequently takes center stage. The outcome? Viewers get a rich, layered experience, but the Trin-Tanwa duo isn't always front and center the way many hoped. Here's where it gets interesting. People loved watching Shine's ambition, the atmospheric setting, and the powerful acting, but they also voiced a common sentiment. Hey, can we get more Trin and Tanwa together? Even after the finale dropped, this wish kept popping up. It's not about hating the other storylines, it's about wanting more from the pair that drew so many fans in the first place. If you think about it, this is a classic case of expectations versus reality. You expect a star-studded show that focuses mainly on its headline couple, but the show delivers a nuanced tapestry of stories instead. Both views are valid and important. Now, where do I stand in all this? I don't disagree that MileApo's presence was a massive part of Shine's hype and appeal. But I also think it's crucial to recognize that the other characters are not background noise. They are the heartbeats that keep the entire story moving forward. This isn't a side dish situation. The ensemble is the main course here. The political themes, the other relationships, and the historical context all connect to the bigger picture. So while the tension between star-focused marketing and ensemble storytelling fuels the screen time debate, it also makes Shine so unique and textured. Moving on to the second big question. Did Trin really grow as a character? This is where the fan base splits pretty clearly. Many feel Trin's arc was pretty flat. He showed limited change and seemed stuck in the same integral conflict throughout the series. What exactly made his character arc feel unredeemable to some? Trin's growth, or what many see as lack of it, is tied closely to how his mental and emotional struggles were largely kept off-screen and unexplored compared to Tanwa's. His inner battles remained more of a shadow, leaving viewers with limited access to understanding his motivations or development. For example, Trin's first instinct when faced with difficult situations is often to walk away. He literally left both Claire and Tanwa during critical moments instead of staying to confront problems or offer support. That pattern of escape makes it harder for audiences to believe in his emotional growth because avoidance doesn't foster change. It freezes him in place. One pivotal moment is when Tanwa desperately tries to protect Victor by blocking him from attending the protests, but Victor specifically asks Tanwa not to tell Trin about it. Even after that, Trin never reaches out or apologizes to Tanwa for not being there or understanding the situation. Instead, he remains distant, which adds to the impression that he doesn't fully grasp or respond to Tanwa's needs. letting his silence speak louder than any care shown. In fact, Trin never writes a letter or even checks on Tanwa's well being, especially knowing Tanwa's trauma involving abandonment after his mother's suicide. This is a glaring hole in his portrayal as a loving partner. It raises tough questions. Did Trin really care as much as he claimed? Was his love enough to overcome Tanwa's emotional wounds? For many viewers, these unanswered questions weaken empathy for Trin. In conclusion, while Trin doesn't have to be perfect, his mental and emotional struggles needed more screen time and depth to make his actions and decisions understandable and relatable. Without that, his habit of leaving, his lack of communication, and failure to acknowledge Tanwa's trauma leave his character arc feeling incomplete, and for some unredeemable. Now let's talk about the spicy Trin and Victor debate. After some scenes from the Shine writers and directors panel discussion at Chula University got clipped and shared out of context yesterday, speculation ran wild about whether there was something romantic going on between them. Here's the twist. The writers actually intended for Trin to have some feelings for Victor, maybe some confusion or deeper attachment. However, Apo, the actor playing Trin, decided to portray the character differently. Apo didn't want Trin to have romantic feelings or any confusion about Victor. Instead, he played it as a clear mentor-mentee relationship with a general fondness and protective care, but nothing beyond that. This difference between the writer's intent and the actor's interpretation created a lot of confusion among fans. Community summaries from live spaces and official production discussions emphasize that, from Apo's perspective and the show's messaging, Trin's feelings for Victor are not romantic love. It's a supportive, caring bond grounded in guidance and protectiveness, respecting the power dynamics and the historical context of the story's setting. That said, it's obvious on screen that Trin has a certain warmth and genuine fondness towards Victor. So it's not just cold professionalism or distance, but it's important to see that this fondness fits perfectly within a mentorship dynamic without tipping into romantic relationship. This clear distinction helps clarify things for fans and sets boundaries, which matter especially in a story where age, power, and social roles play such key roles. So in short, the writers imagined a bit more complexity in Trin's feelings, but Apo's performance gave us a more straightforward mentor-student vibe. Both readings exist, but the actor's portrayal is what landed on screen, and the production has backed this interpretation to avoid misunderstandings. So why is this controversy so loud? Because Shine asks a lot from its viewers. The show doesn't spell everything out. Instead, it expects us to put the pieces together ourselves. That makes it beautiful, but also a bit challenging. On top of that, there was a lot of hype around MileApo, and fans really wanted a clear romantic storyline for them. The show, however, focused on many characters and stories at once. So the audience wanted star-focused moments, but the show gave a bigger intertwined story. Both sides make sense, and that's why the debate keeps going strong. To wrap up, I believe the other characters mattered just as much as the leads to make the show flow well. Trin's growth was there but needed fuller explanation to hit emotionally. And the affection between Trin and Victor is real but not romantic. Respecting that boundary helps the story stay grounded and ethical. Now, what do you guys think? Did MileApo get shortchanged by BOC? Did Trin really grow as a character? And what's your take on the whole Trin and Victor situation? Drop your thoughts and favorite scenes below. I want to hear it all. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your Shine-loving friends. Bye!